So welcome to the post-COVID role-play show where we have people calling in playing various roles. So just to remind you that all characters in these shows are fictitious, and we have one fictitious caller on the line, Charlie Brown, who is a... just tell us about yourself, Charlie, your character.
I'm an avid fan of cannabis. Been smoking for 20 years now. We had occasion to visit Hyde Park a few days ago, Monday, for the 420. I went there, I was expecting to see everybody, all the crew. Weed smokers who were meant to be counterculture, cutting edge, cosmic. Not a sod there. Not one person turned up. Also, as many of your viewers may realise, a rapper, famous rapper called Black the Ripper, who was a weed smoker, a proper weed smoker, he died a few days before the event. So I thought, out of respect, you should just turn up. Even if you don't smoke weed, why not just turn up? Turn up, and if you want to, stand 6 feet apart. That would be even better. Just stand 6 feet apart all over Hyde Park, smoking a spliff. Wonderful. What's wrong with that? You can still do the thing. You don't have to. Why are you staying at home? Why? You could still come out in respect, conform with what Caesar's telling you, and still be in Hyde Park. The event could have taken place if we all stood 6 feet apart, if you want.
Well, I'm going to have to be very careful with my viewers here. I just want to let my viewers know that we are in no sense advocating any behaviour of whether staying at home or not staying at home. But we are here with a fictitious character, Charlie Brown, who is asking why are people staying at home. I think they're staying at home because they've been listening to the government, who told them that if they go out, they're going to be threatening people's lives, and they're going to be threatening the NHS.
Right. So when I was saying go out, I meant specifically the stoners. I don't care about the other people, but how the hell can a stoner be affected by this craziness? Why would they stay indoors, a stoner who has been cosmic? We've tripped off grid, off planet. You come back on planet and there's a game in place. Why are they conforming to the game? We're meant to be the ones who set the rules of the game. The stoners, that's what I thought, the psychedelic crew, we're meant to be setting the agenda, not following some crazy agenda, some made up agenda. You just go to Hyde Park as normal, and if you want to play the game and show a bit of respect, you stay 6 feet apart. That's it. Then you've not contravened any laws, no reason to ban the event. Beautiful. In fact, it's a symbol of compliance if you stay 6 feet apart. It shows Caesar that mass stoners can actually follow rules and regulations better than most people. Look, and if you see it on Hyde Park, imagine everybody's vision of that, everybody standing on Hyde Park, all over now because you've spread out a little bit, so it would cover the amount of people that usually are contained in the speaker's corner area would now be all over the park. Beautiful. All smoking a spliff, standing 6 feet apart. See? A whole matrix of stoners all over Hyde Park, conforming exactly to the inch what Caesar's telling them to, but at the same time carrying on with their. So you've fed two birds with one seed. You've carried on with your event, and you've conformed to Caesar's wishes. Beautiful.
Well, the problem with that, Charlie, is that Caesar has told us
What?
that we're not allowed to gather in groups of more than two unless we're part of a family.
There's no deeper family than the stoners, I thought, until I turned up there and there was nobody there. Then I realised I'm on my own. I haven't got any family members. It's all fake. That's what I thought. Huh? What? I was on my own. Where are the family? There's no greater family than the stoners. They are. If they're not a family, there's no family on earth, right? If people who have got high in their life are not in oneness with each other, then there's no family on earth. Then it's all crazy. If not them, they've got to be some family, haven't they? If anyone listening has smoked a spliff and got high, right, with some buddies, you'll understand what I mean about family. Okay? That's what I mean. Now, if they can't demonstrate family spirit, the stoners, we're doomed. That's why I was disappointed to be on my own up there. Where's the family? Where's the family? The creative thinkers. Those that could have worked out, yes, we can go to the park. Just conform, stand on the park, it will be even better. Smoking a spliff 6 feet apart. Beautiful.
And as I said, as I said to the police a few days before, they could have cycled there They could have ran there, they could have walked there, and that would have been even more in line with the rules, because that's perfectly entitled to have whatever exercise they want. And if they would have all ended up in Hyde Park and 6 feet away from each other, there'd be very little that they could do. But none of them seem to think out of the box, which makes one question whether the cannabis is doing them any good at all.
Exactly. You see? It's meant to bring creative thinking, out of the box thinking, or else what's it doing? What is the worth of cannabis if it's not bringing those things? Critical thinking, out of the box thinking.
Healing. It does have some healing.
Healing?
Yeah.
That's the healing. If you're not
I
thinking,
understand that.
if you're not thinking in that way, then it doesn't matter if you're physically well. Your mind is sick. You have a sick mind, which is more important, in my opinion, than the body, because the mind could possibly sort the body out, but the body can't. It's impossible. See, so the mind, and you need the mind to orientate on this planet within this system. See, you can have no legs and a great mind. See, and you'll still be fine. You'll be good. See, but if you've got no mind and a strong body, you're doomed. You're a slave. You see, strong body, very strong, fit body, but the mind is dumb. Now you're a slave. Anyone can manipulate you. See. So you must have the mind. The man without the legs, with the mind, he can get other people under his command. See? He can be paraplegic and he's got good mind. He can still get everybody in the world serving him. See? With the mind. Beautiful. See?
The guy, what's that guy again? The wheelchair.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
See?
So he got it.
You see it? He's got everybody serving him. He's got power, he's got respect, he's got everything. From the chair. And he can't speak. He's mute. But the mind, see? Whatever they give him to communicate with, he'll express his mind. And that's the power. Then he gets to people. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought the weed was for. Is to expand your mind, your consciousness, so that you're beyond and above all of this foolishness that's happening on earth. When the policeman tells you to do something, it has to make sense. It has to be logical. But when you analyze this thing they're telling us to do, it's not logical. When you go to Waitrose, okay, you can check it. Go to Waitrose. Not one staff member is wearing a mask, and not one staff member is conforming with the 6-foot rule. So what's going on? And Waitrose is all over the nation. There's thousands of assistants. Not one of them will have a mask on, and they're not social, and they're not distancing, and the police as well. They're not distancing, no mask. What? So where's the logic in it? It doesn't make sense. So you don't follow nonsense if you're conscious, which is what the weed is meant to make you. Isn't it? You see, how can you follow idiocy and nonsense if you're conscious? You can't. That's what the weed is for. It's to make it so that you can never be led by nonsense and you're always in alignment with truth. See? That's the kind of life you live when you smoked, I thought, and got high. Or else what's the point of it then? When nonsense is given to you, you comply. But you've been smoking for 20 years. You've been smoking for a long time, so what's happening there then? That means you haven't even got a mind then, if you can be dumb like that for 20 years after getting high for so much, and it hasn't taken you to the right place where you can see nonsense from sense. Crazy. Come on. Stop this foolishness.
Well, thank you very much for the call from Charlie Brown, and we will be taking more calls in our next show of post-COVID role-playing. Don't forget, all characters, including my own, are fictitious. Enjoy yourselves. This new stage of our tragic, funny, brutal, touching, cruel, exciting, scary, ongoing experiment distracted me from my primary vision: to create skepticism around reproduction. We need this more than ever now. There has never been a better time to be an antinatalist. As an antinatalist, child-free, male friend of mine said to me recently before this started, all the problems I have would be exacerbated if I had children. This applies in our personal lives and in the external bigger world of all other people, the animals and the planet. More people creates more needs and more problems. We suspect that there has been an exponential growth of antinatalists since COVID. It's a growing meme. Join us in a fun role-play game. For the duration of this film, you are an antinatalist. You watch this film questioning whether anyone appearing in it should have been born.
On to another sensitive point. I know I'm not the only one, and everyone has something. I have had a bizarre relationship with food all my adult life, which involves, among other things, binge eating, and I can assure you that when I am binging, it really feels like I have no choice. The men and women in this film can't help it, until they can. I really enjoy reading your comments, but I do not like moronic comments which are prejudiced against any groups, with the exception of politicians, and even they can't help it. I therefore request that if you see a comment in the comment section that you find problematic, please get involved and challenge the poster. I invite you to simply be curious without judgment, questioning at all times whether real free choice exists.